when we start to dey cruise, body pain up and down. When I start to dey move for my head, for my neck, for my chest, uju juju baby, jeje, sabi boy. Gang 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 gang, we want jeje jeje jeje. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Why you ma? Gang gang gang, we want jeje jeje jeje. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah.
Bapak lah banyak kedengaran sebuah sapi boy UM.
I'll be coming soon, but they rush me, I be down and I like making money. When you're my move, I'm getting honey. I dey call you, you dey phone for me. I dey call you one day, need to pick up, I go show you shake it. This is so tight, so wet, so clean. I stop all on my G. Gang, 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 gang. We want ja, 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 ja. We are not saying bang, 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah, yeah. Why you ma? Gang, gang, gang. We want ja, 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 ja. We are not saying bang, 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah, yeah. Touch my body, dance for me. Your spine brighten up the dark. Many people know me shy. I like.
Bapak lah banyak kedengaran sebuah sapi boy UM.
I'll be coming soon, but they rush me, I be down and I like making money. When you're my move, I'm getting honey. I dey call you, you dey phone for me. I dey call you one day, need to pick up, I go show you shake it. This is so tight, so wet, so clean. I stop all on my G. Gang 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 gang, we want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Why you ma? Gang gang gang, we want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Touch my body, dance for me. Your spine brighten up the dark. Many people know me shy. I like when they call me sir. I'ma to show you back. Gang 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 gang. We want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Why you ma? Gang gang gang. We want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Jelly jelly when you box and pay money on my love that's keke. Oh this girl so fine my baby. Roll it down when we start to dey cruise, body pain up and down. When I start to dey move for my head, for my neck, for my chest, uju juju baby jeje, sabi boy. Gang 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 gang, we want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Why you ma? Gang gang gang, we want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah.
Bapak lah banyak kedengaran sebuah sapi boy UM.
I'll be coming soon, but they rush me, I be down and I like making money. When you're my move, I'm getting honey. I dey call you, you dey phone for me. I dey call you one day, need to pick up, I go show you shake it. This is so tight, so wet, so clean. I stop all on my G. Gang 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 gang, we want ja 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 ja. We are not saying, check it out till I say yeah yeah. Touch my body, dance for me. Your spine brighten up the dark. Many people know me shy. I like when they call me sir. I'ma to show you back. Gang 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 gang. We want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Why you ma? Gang gang gang. We want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out till I say yeah yeah. Jelly jelly when you box and pay. Taruto is the type of pepe. Wasting money on my love that's keke. Oh this girl so fine my baby. Roll it down when we start to dey cruise, body pain up and down. When I start to dey move for my head, for my neck, for my chest, uju juju baby jeje, sabi boy. Gang 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 gang, we want ja 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 ja. We are not saying bang 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 bang. Check it out
Okay. Today we are going to do um, a quick recap. So last time we were dealing with our normal HTML and CSS, and in due time, okay, let me share my entire screen. Okay, let me share my entire screen. All right. So my entire screen is shared now. Okay, so last time we introduced our links, which was HTML, Facebook link, Instagram link, and Twitter link. So we are going to see how we can manipulate this link, and we're going to make a real life based project with these links. So let us go ahead and see how we can do that. So I have a bit of notes I wrote down on how we can manage it all. So here it is. So links have a visited, overactive, border, margin list. We are going to deal with all of this. We are working on a real life based project. So let us start by hosting our project and making it live. Alright. So sorry, I don't know what's wrong again today. This is lagging. So also, if you can hear me properly, drop a chat so I can know you can hear me properly. Alright. So let us start. We open with live server. Let me increase the font size in it. So let's increase the font size. Okay, this is lagging obviously. Alright. So let's continue what I was saying. Okay, I'm waiting a little bit for this to load. So we can go ahead. Alright. Okay. It's taking more time than expected. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so on our last class we thought of how to add this Facebook link, this Twitter link, and this Instagram link. So now we are going to see how we can manipulate these links to make it fit what we want it to fit. So now when it comes to links, we have what they call visited, active, and hover. So let's do hover here. All right. So before this, we gave classes to our links. Okay. So can you guys see it now? Okay. Let me increase this thing so you guys can see it's better. All right. So now before we start, we gave our links a classes. We gave a class of Instagram, a class of Twitter, and a class of Facebook. So we are going to manipulate each of them one by one. So we are going to start off with Facebook. All right. So now we already creating Facebook, and we said dot visited. So now let me remove this thing now. Then I will tell you guys what the dot visited actually does. Let's comment this out. Okay, and let us save. Then we'll go back to our. Can you guys see? how it's looking here. Right guys, it's looking a bit of gray. So now when I click this link, it's going to take us to facebook.com, and then we don't need to go to facebook.com, so we're going to head back. So now when we head back, you notice that this one is a little bit grayish than the rest. So we are going to go here and manipulate this thing and see how we can tell the user that they've already visited this link. Like when a user clicks the link, you want to notify the user that you've already clicked this link. So we are going to start off. Okay, let's delete these things off. Okay, so remember we gave a class of .facebook. So we are going to say .facebook, then we'll open our curly braces, and then we are going to start here. Okay, I forgot something. For you to add the visited attribute is like a property. It's like a property when you have HTML, and HTML has a property of color and the rest. So this is a property in CSS. It's like a function in CSS. So we do Facebook, and then we put the double column, the column. This column is telling us that we are trying to access a property in CSS. So we say visited, right? And then we'll put our curly braces. So whatever we add inside here is what's going to appear over that Facebook link each time we visit it. Like let's say we've already visited it, so whatever we add here is what's going to appear there once we visited it. So let's say we change the color to be red. Okay, so when the user visits this link, it will tell the user that you visited it, and the color will change to red. So let us see. Can you guys see? The color is red, and the rest of these things have their usual color. So you notice that if we click this Instagram now, and to take us to Instagram, you notice that it took us to Instagram. Notice that this one will have a different color from the Facebook. Are you seeing it now? It has a different color from the Facebook. So that is because we weren't affecting the Instagram link. So now let us work with Instagram. We have done this one, or visited. So now the next one we're going to do is hover. Now this hover effect is kind of sweet. It allows you to tell the user that yes, that the mouse is on top of this link. So this hover effect, you can also use it for other links. You can also use it for other link attributes. All right, so let's go ahead and do it on the Instagram. So we say Instagram curly braces, sorry, forgot to add our attributes here, hover. This is how you add the hover effect, and then whatever you put inside here is what's going to happen when you hover around that element. So let's say we put the hover, and let's make the color to be green when we take our mouse on top of that link. So let's go green. All right, okay, let us save. Then let's come back. So can you guys notice something? When our mouse goes on top of it, the link goes green. Can you guys notice it? So now let us see how we can manipulate this Twitter. So this one is visited, this one is hover, and this one is active. So let us go and change the write-ups here so you guys can understand it better. So let's come here and say okay, we said visited. So let us put in the cap lock. So let's say visited Facebook link. Okay, and let's put here hover Instagram link. Okay, and then we are going to say active Twitter link. All right, so let us save and come back here. Okay, all our changes have been made. So this one is hover, this one is visited, and then let's talk about this active. So now what this active does is this active comes to work when you click the link. So let's say our .twitter, then our attribute active, and then let's make the active color to be purple. So you're going to see that when we click on that link, it's going to turn purple before the link is visited. So let us save and see that. Okay, so it will not do anything till you click it. Okay, you won't see much of an effect there, but okay, it's still on red. I think we didn't get the classes right. Okay, let's check. Alright, so I think we made a mistake with the classes. So yeah, oh sorry. So it's going to take place once you click the link. Alright guys, see, if you guys notice, it went purple before we actually went to visit the link. So that is about it. Telling the user this link is active, this link has been visited, or you are on top of this link. So let's go ahead to manipulate this thing. So remember in the previous classes I taught you guys about borders. So now let us see how we can use borders to make an actual something. Okay, you know what, let us start with list. So this guy is going to go on top because actually we need to do this guy before that guy. Okay, Ctrl X. So now remember I told you guys how we can do a list. We have an ordered list and ordered list. So when working with links, we are doing a real life based project here. So when working with links, you see a website where, let me show you an example of how links looks like on websites. So let's see if this, okay, you guys see these guys here, these are links, this guy here are links, these things here, they are links. So now we are going to try to recreate something like this. Let's try to recreate something like this. Okay, let's go to an actual one of my old websites. Okay, let's see, zexchange.rf.gd, sorry, okay. So I'm going to show you guys a typical example of how we can actually make use of the links. Okay, so this is one of my websites I built earlier on. So this guy is a link, this guy is a link, this guy is a link. And you guys notice something, that when we go on top of it, it becomes underlined, and when you go on top of it, it becomes underlined. Can you guys notice it? So we are going to try to recreate this whole nav bar in this our tutorial today. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. Alright, I did a good job with this work. Okay, so let's go ahead. So now for us to do that, you have to put this guy in a list first. So remember you guys, I told you they have ordered list and unordered list. So we're going to use unordered list, which is UL, and then we're going to do LI, which is the list. So let's duplicate this guy here, alternate shift down. So now let us copy this link. So we're going to get rid of this guy. Alright, let us copy these links. Put one here, put one here, okay, put the last one here. Okay, so now let us see how it looks like. Ctrl X. Okay, so now if we go back to our work, okay, I think I made a mistake with this first one. Okay, alright, I think that should fix it. Oh yeah, I made a mistake here, I closed it. Okay, so let us go ahead. Okay, can you guys see, this is how our links are looking. So I want to make it to look like this one, I want to make it to look something like this. So let's go back ahead and make it to be that way. So now in our list, I told you guys that there are ways we can manipulate our list, which is we can use a list style tab, list position, these guys to manipulate our list. So let's go ahead and set the list type tab. So now we are going to use the generic what is it called, the generic elements selector. So I'm going to do LI, and we're going to say list style type. Can you guys see it here? List style tab, and then we are going to say none. I'm going to make it to be none, so that it will remove those bullet points that you are seeing here. Can you guys see the bullet points are gone? Alright, so now let us go back and say that is pretty much it. And then we say list position. Let us make it to be at the center, and then we're going to say um, inside. All right, so let us see the changes that's going to happen. Okay, that's not much changes. So now we want this link to be next to each other. We want these links to be next to each other. So what are we going to do? We are going here to, in this list, we are going to say display. Remember I told you guys how to do a display flex and display column. So I'm going to say display flex. Sorry, yeah, I think that's okay. That wouldn't work because this display flex is supposed to come to the parent element. Sorry about that. So the parent element is ul, which is the unordered list. So we're going to add that display flex there. Display to the flex, and then let us save and see the changes. Okay, can you guys see it now? It's looking a little bit more like these guys that are by each other's side. It's looking a little bit more like these guys that are by each other's side. So let us go ahead and see how we can do this quickly before our time runs out, because this class was supposed to start earlier. So now that we've done that, we are going to add space around each of them. Remember I told you guys justify content, how you can justify content earlier. So we say justify items, so we do space around. All right, where is this space around? Okay, sorry, it's justify content. It should be space between. Yeah, let's use space around to give you a little bit of space around each other. So that should be this guy. Okay, like guys see now, we are having something looking very similar to this guy. You see each of them are here, so our own are on the top there, and they have their own stuff there. So now let us remove these underlines here because we don't want that to happen, right? So let's remove these underlines here. So let us go ahead. So for us to do that, we are going to use our generic selector, which is A. A is for the link tag, so we do A, and we do text decoration. Remember you guys, I taught you guys how to do text decoration, how to manipulate text in the previous classes. We do text decoration and we say none. Alright, so we say none. So you guys, you see there's nothing underneath now, so it's not making any much of interest because you don't know if we are above any of them. So we are going to use the hover to set these guys to have an order of underline. All right, so now we have covered list style and mark offset. So now we are going to go ahead and do the borders. So let us add a little bit of border to our links, which then we hover around it. So let us do that here. So we are going to start, and then we say A. Since we are selecting all the links in A, so we are going to do A. I'm going to use the hover, so we select all the links instead of designing it one after the other. So we select all of them at once. So when you do A, so when you do A, then we are going to say, when we do A, we are going to add what is it called, a border. So let's add a border of 2px. Sorry about that. A border of 2px solid, let's say solid red. Okay, so now let us save it, and then let's go back to our this thing. So let's, okay, so let's refresh. Can you guys notice something? When I move the link, when I move the mouse above the links, they have this border of red, and when you come over, can you guys see it? They have this border of red each time you move above it. So that is how you can manipulate your links. Add any attribute you want, whatever attribute you want, you can add in here as a hover effect. So now we have treated border, border width, which is this thing, this 2px here. This is the border width, and this is the border color, so which is pretty much the border color and border width. So let's see the border style. So now let's say we want the style to be dotted. Let's say border style, let's say we want it to be dotted. All right, and then we say dotted. So what is going to happen is when we go keep our mouse over these elements, you're going to see a slight difference in the border around those elements. Can you guys see something? It has a dot around it. Can you guys see it now? So this is how we can manipulate our links. So pretty much we have done border width, border style, border color, and we have done list style type, list position. This list image isn't important because you're not adding anything there, and this guy also is not important. So we have done list style type, list position, border color, border style, border width. Now the next thing you're going to deal with is margin. Now let me tell you something. There's a difference between margin and padding. I taught you guys the thing earlier in our previous classes. So now, do you guys see this space around these two elements? That is margin. So now let us do something here. Let's go back here. I remove this thing. I remove this. Where is it? Okay, let's remove this justify content. Let's comment it out. All right, let's remove it. You guys will see that the links are clustering around each other. They are touching each other's body. So we want to add a space around each of these. So now let us add a little bit of space around each of these elements, and the way we can do that is to add a margin. So margin is just adding a space around an element, like the outside of an element, not the inside one. So I will do that and I'll show you guys the difference between margin and padding. So now let us use our margin. So in margin they have margin top, margin bottom, margin left, and margin right. So we are going to deal with each of them. So now when we talk about margin top is going to add a space from the top of this element, like at the top of here, at the top of this element is going to add a space at the top. The margin left is going to add a space at the right of the element, and margin left is going to add a space at the left of the element, and margin bottom is also going to add a space at the bottom. So we are going to use just margin, so it will affect all of them at once. So let's go ahead here and go to our style, and then we'll say A. Remember we said A here and we did text decoration none. So let us come here and add a margin. We do margin, just margin, and we're going to say 10px. So what he's going to do is going to add a 10px margin around the elements in all sides. Can you guys see it here? Space here, space here, space here. So now let us add that what is it called? Let us add that padding. So now we are going to remove this border here. Let's remove it here and put it here. All right, so we can be able to see our changes with the padding. So you guys see here, there's no single space. There's no single space around it. No single atom of space. So we are going to use our padding to do that. So let's say we did a padding of let's say 10px also. All right, so now in paddings, sorry, let me write this thing down quickly. Paddings, just like margin,